We're going to pick up a pretty unique bike. I genuinely think this is one of the rarest motorcycles you can find in Europe. Long story short, this is a motorcycle that was only sold in Japan and in Australia, I think. I'm gonna give you some hints. It's probably more rare than a Ducati Desmo 16 RR. It's also Japanese. It's a 250. Okay, I might have said too much already. So this is mostly a project bike because it might not even be running, but I guess we're gonna see once we pick it up.
Damn, feeling lucky. How about most streets? Us two in these trees. Diamonds on my feet. Caught up in these stars.
So we're here, we're waiting for the guy that's supposed to give us the bike. Yeah, I'm excited. I just stopped on the side of the road. Let me show you the bike and what we bought, because it's gonna be a project. This is the beauty. So this is a Kawasaki ZXR250. Not a ZX2R, not a regular Ninja 250. The reason I bought this is, as I said, it's an incredibly rare bike. If you're from Japan or Australia, it might not be rare. But I'm not from Japan or Australia, so here in Romania it is rare. And actually not just in Romania, in the entirety of Europe. The bike was originally imported in Hungary from Japan. Somehow it's definitely a project bike. It's rough. Let's try to start up the bike. I kind of know what's gonna happen, but just so you see it too. So okay, the key is a bit finicky. Okay, the oil light is on, which I guess makes sense. The neutral light, oh, the neutral light isn't on, which is good because it's not in neutral. Kill switch on. Let's see what happens. Absolutely nothing. That's the answer. Okay, we have lights, so lights are working. It's good. Yeah, rear lights do work, which is good. Maybe because it has a side stand. Let's see. Okay, now it doesn't want to do anything. That's odd. I mean, yesterday it did try to crank over. It didn't manage to crank over, but it tried to crank over. Oh! Hear that? Yeah, that's it. So, okay, here's the thing. I'm not surprised. I knew this was gonna happen. And let's be fair, you don't just buy a bike and not know stuff like this. So let me walk you through what's wrong with this, because there's a lot. First of all, it's the engine itself. As you heard, the engine actually does turn over, which is good, but it doesn't start. And I know this bike had a problem. I know that a few months ago, this bike was running, but it was running until it got hot, and then if you turned it off and turned it back on again, it wouldn't work any longer. It wouldn't start when hot. And some guys tried to mess with the carburetors, with like valve adjustments and stuff like that, and they did such an amazing job that now it doesn't start at all. But the engine does crank, which means that the engine isn't locked, which is promising, honestly. The paint job is obviously not original, so I will need to repaint everything. Wheels obviously need refurbishing, and like everything visually sort of needs a makeover on this bike. There's nothing well working on it, or looking even. But the engine is turning over, and that's why I kind of bought this. Plus it's extremely rare, so it was a sort of a once in a lifetime opportunity type deal. Because if you look at it, like all of these stickers, they're not original. I'll try to peel off the sticker. I can do it without any remorse, because it's not original and it is gonna get repainted either way. This fairing is actually original, so I think the fairings are original, but they're in rough condition. So for example, if you look here, you see it's cracked, and it's not the only place where it's cracked. It's been repainted, it's been cracked. This thing here is absolutely hideous, so I'm gonna have to change it with a clear, transparent one. The mirrors are original though, the fender looks original, same with wheels, brakes. If you look at it as a package, as a baseline package, it's not that bad, it's just that it requires a ton of work. If you come to the side here, see again, same stupid black paint job that never was a thing on these Ninjas. I don't think this was even a Ninja theoretically back then. I don't know, whatever. Paint job is cracked over here too. Not sure if you can see it. Yeah, you can see this crack here. So the tank will obviously need to come off and be repainted. The seats, they're actually not ripped, which I'm amazed. It's got the original exhaust, which is super good. Fairings, you see here, they're all scratched, dinged up, chipped up. But the thing is, fairings can be fixed, right? There are guys that fix fiberglass fairings, and I'm not that worried about it. Sure, it's gonna cost money and time and stuff, but it's gonna be fine. You can see the frame here too, right? It is scratched, it's dinged, but it's not broken, it's not fractured. Like, you look at it and it looks pretty bad, but when you take it as a package, I think it's actually not that bad. Yes, it's gonna take a lot of time, a lot of work. Could have been much worse. So what's the plan with it? What are we gonna do with it? Well, I see this project in 2 stages. First stage is gonna be to get it working. I want to find a good mechanic that knows sort of his thing with these old bikes, and I want to get it back to a working condition. So I want the carbs to work well, the valves to be adjusted. I want the bike to fire up and to be able for me to like ride it around the block. Not long distances, I want to have to trust it. I just want to make sure it kind of works, right? That it starts up. Now after we ride it a bit and maybe do some videos on it, after that, what I do want to do is I basically want to take the bike and completely disassemble it. So I want to take it apart piece by piece. Everything will be fixed, repainted, redone correctly. I want this to be as original as possible. So all original parts, again, where we can, because this bike is from 91. So, you know, it's not the newest and shiniest thing. But I want it to be in as original of a condition as possible, or as I can, right? You see, there are some motorcycles that you buy for weird reasons, and this is one of them. It's not a smart investment, right? I don't need, it's not even a working motorcycle, which, you know, kind of says something. But it is really rare, it's really unique, and I can see its potential. Basically, that's why I bought it for. I bought it for its potential. I promise you that its first startup will be on video and you will see it, because I think it's gonna be super exciting. So, the video is actually not over because I just realized I was a dumbass. I tried starting the bike and it didn't start last time. I never checked for gas though. And long story short, the bike has no gas in its fuel tank whatsoever. So we're going to a mate's friend, the guy from Enduro Nuts, and we're gonna see if we can do anything about it. Try to actually get it started this time. We're gonna have to put some fuel in the tank and check the oil, stuff like that.
When you fight, but you do it really clean. Then you come to the bed and you lot feel dirty. It's everybody sweater drops, you're real keen. Bringing let me get your juiciest piece. Can't remember when I've had the same piece. The shop to the club never had no boundary. How's it gonna be? You wanna eat these calories? You're gonna eat these calories.
So, doctor, what's the diagnostic? How bad is it, doctor? It's that bad. I mean, technically it never lived before, so it can't die if it already died. As you can see, we didn't quite manage to get it started. I mean, to be fair, I wasn't actually expecting to get it started today. I knew there was something wrong with it. I just had like one of these hopes. But that being said, the engine is cranking over, so it's not locked up, which is great. Starter works. We saw spark out of 2 spark plugs, which is also good. I think the valves are so badly adjusted that it just wouldn't start. So I think we're onto something. I can't promise you a timeline on when things are gonna happen and when we're gonna fix it and stuff like that. I can't promise you it's gonna happen. I want to get it running and take it a lap around the block or somewhere. I want to hear it rev to 20,000 RPM. Then we're gonna dismantle it, clean it up, restore it, make it brand new. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I know it was a bit different than usual. I appreciate you. Subscribe if you want to see more of this bike or more of other bikes. Follow us on Instagram, and until next time, have a good one.